What is up, guys? Dzeeff here. Today I am finally back. Sorry for not uploading over the past few days. I was gone at YCS Charlotte over this past weekend. By the way, huge thank you to the many people that came up to me and said that they enjoyed my content, especially those of you that specifically said that they enjoyed Master Saga. By the way, Master Saga episode 10 is tomorrow, and that is by far our craziest episode yet. Anyway, in today's video, we are taking a look at the new event in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So I'm actually a little bit behind on the curve here. I have not taken a look at the ban list, nor have I taken a look at the loaner decks, but from what I saw online, it sounds like Konami made some improvements this time around. With the last two events, the loaner decks were pretty terrible, but I heard that this time around they are a little bit better, so we're going to try out one of those in today's video. Also, I heard that the rewards were a little bit better as well. Apparently there is a new cosmetic reward. I think that all of these festivals probably should have new cosmetics just as like a fun one-time reward. Without further ado though, let's take a look at what's going on in the Synchro Festival in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I will have to use a different website for the ban list this time around. You guys keep requesting that when I look at these festival ban lists because for whatever reason it seems like Konami really enjoys showing us all of the banned cards in addition to the newly banned cards for the festivals. Okay, so we are on MasterDuelMeta.com. Here is the ban list. They keep hitting Multi-Faker. They never want me playing Altergeist. So looking at this ban list, it seems like what you would expect. It looks like they're banning a lot of the self-TK cards still. I mean, clearly Konami doesn't like that archetype in these festivals. And it seems like they're banning a lot of the cards that restrict you from special summoning. So Fossil, Dyna, Vanity's Fiend, Scythe. I mean, please do this in the real game too, Konami. Thank you so much. Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, which would be pretty hard to use without Link monsters, but I guess the Buster Blader deck could be pretty strong with this. And yeah, nothing too surprising here. Oh, they did ban a bunch of ritual monsters though. I guess they do not want people playing Drytron, but would you really play Drytron without any of the Link monsters or Xyz monsters? I mean, probably not. Also remember that in addition to these cards, as it says, we cannot use any Fusion, Xyz, or Link monsters or any cards that were previously banned on the ban list. Inspector Border ban is pretty funny. What is Zap Mustang? Cannot be normal summoner set, must be special summoned by a card effect during your main phase 1, cannot be special summoned by other ways, and cannot be special summoned if you have it special summoned this turn. Twice per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. Each turn, the turn player can only special summon a number of times up to their number of attacks conducted. Oh, okay, so it's like a Floodgate card, a really bad Floodgate card, but sure, why not hit that? Oh, Zaborg is banned. They don't want you taking out your entire extra deck. Oh, and Pot of Extravagance is banned as well, which will restrict a lot of the more control-based archetypes. And it seems like they don't want you using Interrupted Kaiju Slumber either, although the actual Kaiju monsters are still legal for some reason. So apparently they just thought that this card by itself was too powerful. Moving on to the limits. Wait a second. You're telling me even on the Master Duel Meta website they still are including the limits that are already on the ban list? They didn't do that for these ones. Okay, so this has like a mix of the limits that we already know about and the newer limits. Sometimes I forget what cards are already limited in Master Duel because it is using a different ban list than the TCG. Wait, what is going on with this guy? Why is this artwork like that? Okay, anyway, so newly limited cards, I'm trying to look through here. I kind of don't. Okay, we have Majesty Maiden and Dynamite, so no True Dracos this time around. Looks like they've kept a couple of the normal and rare Rarity Festival limits. We have a Megalith Full is limited. We have one of the Time Lord cards limited. So besides that, we have the Phantasm Spiral Battle. It's like they kept around the Common and Rarity Festival bans. It's so weird. Oh, and they limited the Hippo stuff, so no Hippo OTKs this time around. Moving on to the semi-limits. Okay, so I think a lot of these cards are already semi-limited except for the Time Lord card. Oh, Generator Boss Stage. So apparently they don't want you playing 3 copies of this. I mean, does that really matter? I don't know about that. So that is apparently the ban list. It seems like the bans were a lot more impactful than the limits or the semi-limits. Konami seems to want players to play whatever mechanic is being featured, which makes sense. So they're not just letting you play like any random control deck that doesn't really care about the extra deck. They specifically want you to be synchro summoning. Let's move over back to the actual Master Duel app and take a look at the festival. Okay, so going into Master Duel here, we have the Synchro Festival. I do like the logo on this one a lot. Let's take a look here. So the rewards list I don't know how many gems you normally got, but as usual, you get a lot of gems right off the start, and then it kind of tapers off. So at 5,500, you unlock the new Flower Gathering base. So I knew that this was a new base, and by the way, I think it is very cool. I like all of the little flower carding artworks there, but I wasn't sure how far into the reward track it was. I'm very happy to see it is not very far. I was a little bit worried that you would have to like get to the very last stage in the reward track, but I think that this makes a lot of sense. You have to at least play the festival a few times here to unlock this, but you don't have to sit there and grind like 10 hours or anything like that. So this is a pretty cool thing to add into the game. I would have liked to see a new pet as well, but hey, it is a free cosmetic. Oh, there is, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. I bet John Moore is happy. This is what he's been asking for a while here. So if you get to the final rank in the reward track, well, it's not really like a rank, but when you get to the final reward, you do get a title showing that you actually got there. I know that House of Champs has gotten to the final reward, I think, on the 2 previous festivals, and he was saying that he would have liked to see a cosmetic at that point, and I think that this is the way to do it. So the cosmetic that most people care about, it doesn't require you to grind that much, but if you want to really show off that you spent a lot of time playing the Synchro Festival in 2022, you could go for this new title if you really wanted to. Personally, I don't care too much about that, but you know, I will actually go for the flower carding base. I do think that is pretty cool. Let's take a look at the loner decks. So I did hear that the loner decks are better this time around, so let's take a look. I'll probably play like one game here. Oh nice, this is just straight up Speedroids, like with all of the good extra deck cards, except for obviously no Link monsters in here, and we don't have Baron, but I mean, oh, and like Harpy's Valley Duster, Monster Reborn, Lightning Storm, Called By. This actually looks like a pretty legitimate deck, honestly. I mean, this one has some pretty good cards. We have Baron, we have some Noble Knight cards. This card's actually pretty crazy. If you guys watched the MBT video that I did a few days ago, we both were, well, MBT was playing this card, but we both used a couple of the cards in this deck. I used the horse, and he used both of these. These are fairly good. Yeah, this deck looks a lot better than the previous loner decks as well. What is the final one? Oh, a Stardust Dragon deck. We do have 3 copies of all of the major cards here, even 3 copies of Tuning. Wow, they are really giving you a ton of ultra rares. I feel like with the Xyz Festival decks, they were like so afraid to give players like play sets of ultra rares, but this time around, I mean, these seem like legitimate decks, and I think that is good because I feel like with these non-common and rare rarity festival events, when you have like the Xyz Festival or the Synchro Festival, a lot of the free-to-play players are not going to want to craft a whole bunch of cards just to play in the festival. Yeah, you do get gems, but I mean, that's kind of what led people to playing Self-TK in the first place. People are probably still going to play Self-TK this time around, but it seems like you have a number of different decks here. I think all 3 of these are fairly viable strategies, so you don't have to craft new cards if you don't want to, and you don't have to play Self-TK if you don't want to either. So which one should we play? This one might be a little bit too complicated for us. I don't even know which deck I know how to play. I'm not really someone that is familiar with these cards, but I did recently-ish play Speedroids, or at least a few of them in that MBT video. So let's go ahead and try the Speedroid deck. This one looks pretty fun. No Baron, but it does have most of the other relevant cards, so we should be able to hopefully get a win here. Okay, the Speedroid game did not go well. I don't know what I'm doing at all, so I'm going to just go with this deck and hope it works this time around. The Speedroid deck, I think, is the best one, probably, but the cards were way too complicated to, like, pick up just out of nowhere. So what are the good decks in this format? See, I don't really know, because, like, I know it's day 1 or whatever, but I'm sure people have come up with a meta already. I feel like Adamancipators are probably very strong in this format, but I could be wrong. Remember that we are also playing against other platinum ranked players. Wait, he passed? This is our chance. Okay, so let's Rhoda. Madrot is in the deck, but this card's also very good. We'll go for this one for the follow-up next turn. We'll normal this card. We'll special this one. This is just like a classic level 8 monster play. Does this card do that much? Not really. It only has a spell and trap and negate on our turn, unfortunately, but, you know, it's not a bad card. It puts the horse engrave, which is pretty good as well, and we can activate this effect to special summon this from hand. I guess we'll just target itself. And from here, we can go for the all-powerful, wait, is it more damage to just attack first? Yeah, it's more damage to attack first. So main phase 2, we're going to go into Baron, but right here we're just going to attack because we have more than 3,000 attack on the board. Maybe our opponent is just playing like self-decay and doesn't care about winning, but we take those. That's kind of cool. So that card actually treats whatever it targets as a tuner monster, which allowed us to go for the Baron here. I do apologize. Like I said, I just kind of jumped in. I don't know what all of the decks do. Wait, we can equip this with Noble Arms of Destiny? Oh, any warrior monster. That is insane. Yeah, let's do that. I don't want to banish this card from my hand. I want to use its on summon effect next turn to get the draw. So we are not going to do that. We're going to set this trap card and pass turn. Oh, we would not like to tag out the Baron. Although it is pretty funny because if we tag it out and we tag into a Noble Knight monster, we could equip it with the Noble Arms of Destiny. Ending turn, huh? Okay. Seems like our opponent doesn't actually want to play the game, which is fair. All things considered, I think we are just going to take the win here. I'm not going to fish around until I find someone. I mean, maybe they bricked. You never know, right? But this deck actually seems pretty cool. These Noble Knight cards never really saw play in the TCG. Well, some Noble Knights did, but like these ones did not. These cards were released not too long ago, and they never really got a chance to see competitive use. But, you know, maybe in this game, we could try them out in some decks. Attack for 38 here. Maybe our opponents will finally make a play. Probably not, though. It seems like either they are playing self-decay, or they have bricked, or maybe they just want to get the value off of the gems and they don't care about winning, and they're kind of like pissed at me for not like OTKing them because I don't know what I'm doing. It'd be really funny though if they had pulled off like some crazy combo after 2 turns of passing. Yeah, they're just not playing. Okay, fair enough. You know, no matter what the festival is, oh, they're playing the Speedroid deck. So that means that they probably don't want to play, but we will take the win right here. It would be really funny though if they're like, Speedroid Menko into full combo next turn. That'd be pretty crazy. Overall, I think, I mean, I'm going to make some other videos probably with the Synchro Festival if you guys are interested in seeing those, but I would say in general, it seems like they have been taking feedback from the community. The loaner decks seem better, the rewards seem better, and I think that is a really good thing. And the ban list, you know, is actually a lot more like well-defined compared to the Exceeds Festival, where I feel like they were just kind of not really aware of what the player base would try to do with the first festival in Master Duel. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you later. Goodbye.